welcome in Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here at Assembly Food Hall. The SEC men's basketball tournament is underway here at Bridgestone Arena in downtown Nashville. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier back at the studio. What's up, JoJo?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's all official today with the NFL free agency. You got the SEC tournament across the street. It's a fun week. Preds won last night in Seattle. So it's a good day to be alive. Isn't that a Travis Tritt song?
It's a great day to be alive.
Great day to be alive. What's he got cooking in the microwave? Rice? Is that what it is?
Got rice cooking. Our buddy Dusty Slade does a great bit on that where he just kind of goes through the lyrics of the song.
It's like, you're really having a good day when you got rice in the microwave? So, yeah, it's good.
I was like, okay, that's pretty good. So, yes, we are at Assembly Food Hall here in downtown Nashville, 5th and Broadway. So come and check us out. We got a bunch of people on hand here that are being forced to listen to our show. So they're excited about that, and we're glad that they could be here to do that. But I saw a lot of blue downtown with Kentucky.
I did not know this, and maybe our friend Jake Lyman can validate this. Kentucky has never played the opening game in the SEC tournament.
I think this is the lowest seed they've ever been.
Is that true, Jake Lyman? Jake doesn't know. Jake's looking.
He's looking.
Jake's much smarter than we are. But I was told this is the first time Kentucky's ever opened the SEC tournament. First game.
1979. Wow.
70, and that's coming off. They won the national title in 78 when Goose Gibbons had 40-something versus Duke, and then 79 the next year they didn't do so well. Wow, okay. It's a long time, man, 40-something years. So, and all businesses in downtown Nashville are rooting for Kentucky to make it all the way to Sunday.
Yes, as they usually are, especially here at Assembly Food Hall. We're on the second floor. We're on the main stage, or the south stage, until 6 o'clock. You can come by here before tip-off or after tip-off and hang out. And also thanks to the Pharmacy Burger on floor 2 for hanging out with us today and feeding us. You have to feed this show. That's just kind of the rule. And they have done a very nice job of doing that. So we appreciate that. Medicine for the soul in the form of fresh, hand-smashed, locally sourced beef. So go check out Pharmacy Burger here on floor 2 at Assembly Food Hall. We'll be telling you all about it as we go along today. It's been a wild couple of days in the NFL, including last night. I don't know that I've ever really seen this. I mean, I know I have, but not to this level. That Baltimore Ravens do the physical with Max Crosby, and they go, yeah, we're good. We're going to back out of the trade because nothing became official until today. And so Max Crosby is still a member of the Raiders, and then the Raiders have spent all this money in free agency, supposedly.
Right.
And now they got to figure out, can we pay for all this?
Well, then the Ravens go out and do what today?
And then they sign Trey Hendrickson, which that
I love it, man.
I have a feeling that there's going to be a little bit of an investigation on some of these things. But, I mean, again, it's legal tampering. So.
Right. I thought Paul Kuharski did a great job on Robbie Rexel this morning, really breaking down what happened, what was going on. And nothing's signed, I can tell you to hit the bricks, man, and go. And, everybody's mad at the Ravens. I'm like, why are you mad at the Ravens? I think the Ravens realized 2 number ones is a lot.
Yep.
And Trey Hendrickson's price went down.
Yep.
Crosby's still injured.
Yep.
So it's not official, right?
No. I mean,
is it like walking out on your wedding day an hour before the wedding?
That's a good analogy.
Right, you're getting married an hour, hey, I don't feel right.
You know what?
Then you're gone. So it happens. But don't be mad at the Ravens for this. That's ridiculous.
No.
Or as my friend says, ridiculous.
I mean, I think what's interesting, because when they go through, and I learned, working around a GM, but this isn't just going to the doctor and turn and cough and I mean they
How'd
do
that go?
They do pretty in-depth physicals,
right?
And so if the medicals told Baltimore something, they're like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, absolutely. I got no problem with this. And then they go, now can the Raiders tell Tyler Linderbaum, hey, man, we're good?
Yeah.
He goes back to the Ravens, right?
Guess.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
So the Raiders can still get out of this in some shape, form, or fashion. Doesn't matter. So I don't know, but don't be mad at Baltimore because they reneged on this. And who cares?
Yeah. So things that have become official for the Titans: Bryce Oliver is back, Joey Sly is back, and then everything else will become official today. But how about last night? If you stayed up late last night, you saw a good one as the Predators were down 2-0 at the end of the first period. Battled back, and with the help of some of the youngsters, they won 4-2 on the road in Seattle in a huge game. We say hello now to Filip Forsberg, who has joined us on the Chase and Big Joe show. Phil, I know that was a fun one to play outside of that first period, but you guys battled, and what a win that was.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, big one for the standings, especially with them being one of the teams we're looking up at, Jason. And like I said, I think everyone really brought it, especially some of the guys that just got called up in the second period with a couple of big goals, obviously.
So I know you, and you got to be honest with me here. You and Ufko have been working on that move, right? Because that looked like you out there from that rookie defenseman.
I appreciate that. That was one heck of a goal. No, I wish I could take any credit for that. But that was all him, and that was nice. That was really nice. We've seen him make some really good plays already. Even last year when he got a glimpse and in training camp, and obviously in this couple games that he's played, he made a great assist the other night on his first point, and now first goal. It's going to be tough to beat a first goal like that for anyone.
I remember when you first joined the Predators I think you were 18 or 19 years old, and you doing this for the first time, playing in the NHL, and it was a lot. And then you go and play a little more, in AHL, and then you come back and it's just, you could tell you're more comfortable. Did you see that from Ufko and some of these other younger guys that have had that cup of coffee, they've experienced it for the first time, but then they get a little more seasoning, and the next time they come back, it's not as big for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's never something you want to do, go down to Milwaukee. As nice of a city as Milwaukee and the great organization is, you want to be up here, obviously. And for these guys, I think it's the same thing they felt, I'm sure, as it was for me back then. You want to be with the pro team, and you want to be in Nashville, but at the same time, when you're down there, it's a great opportunity to work on things. And then just looking back for me, like I said, I was 18 when I came up and played my first games, and then came back for training camp the following season and was 19 and played a few games to start, and then got sent down. And obviously, like I said, I wasn't happy, but you learned a lot being down there, and kind of, especially for me, coming over from Europe, playing on smaller ice and everything was a big transition that I definitely think Milwaukee helped. And I'm sure a couple of the guys are feeling the same way, and they're really showing it now, and they're getting another opportunity.
Filip Forsberg on the Chase and Big Joe show live at Assembly Food Hall. Philip, listen, you guys tomorrow night just get a team meeting and say, look, we want to start behind 2-0 and then play that way. What is it about you guys when you guys get down 2-0 that you just get energized and come out and play? Last night I thought Seattle, Philip, was going to run you out of the building. Next thing you know, you guys are up 3-2 and you're owning that game. How is this all working out like this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly not a recipe for success, I think, in the long term, but it's been working weirdly for us this season. and I honestly think I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on it. Obviously, Seattle came out ready to go, and we knew they would, but at the same time, it's not the start we want. Obviously, a couple goals. You just have to make some great saves to even just keep us in it, and but it is a strength of our team to battle back and stay with it, and then that's something that we have done a lot this year, a little too much for I'm sure everyone's liking. But when you win, it's all good.
It's remarkable to watch how you guys start out like that and then just battle back. Is there a formula to play 60 minutes the way you guys play like the last 40? Because if you do, I think you'd probably win 8-0 every single game. I mean, I'm telling you, from watching that on TV last night, and I wasn't there obviously, but you guys just dominated them when you started to come back last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put a finger on it, but I'm assuming it comes just with literally nothing to lose when you're down 2-0 and then getting outplayed. It can't get much worse. So I think it just maybe guys loosen up a little bit and start holding the puck a little bit longer, making plays that they weren't doing, because I think that's a little bit of the problem. In the first, they were just chucking the puck all over the place, and a team like Seattle that has some good skilled players, they're going to take advantage of that if you give them too much time and if you just punt the puck away. Certainly not a recipe for success and something that we definitely need to work on. But like you said, once we kind of relax and start playing, it's a different team and obviously a different result.
Yeah, it's great. Philip, when you came up at 18, 19 years old, what was the best advice? Because you got a lot of young guys are on the team right now, and now you're the veteran. What was the best advice you got when you came up to the NHL?
It's hard to pick one. Obviously, I was very fortunate to have a lot of really, really good leaders and players around early on. You know, Patrick Hornquist obviously took me under his wing a little bit on the brief stint that he was with the team when I was there. And I think a lot of it was just off the ice, honestly, you know, like kind of how to prepare. It's obviously very different playing 80-plus games than playing 50, you know, that you play in Europe. So just there in preparation, things like that. You watch guys like Pekarine, Shea Weber, Mike Fisher, you know, those guys kind of how they handle themselves off the ice and taking care of their body and all that stuff. I think that was the biggest thing. And just on the ice, I think that kind of, you know, almost learned by fire, whatever the saying is. And I think, like you said, on the ice, you're going to have to make mistakes. Things are going to go fast, and especially at a young age like that, you're just going to have to make them and go from there. And I think that's something that our guys are doing well as well.
Do you relay that advice to the new guys that come up? If a new guy comes up to you tomorrow night before Vancouver and says, "Hey, it's my first game. What are you going to tell me?" Do you tell them what Hornquist and those guys told you? Just go out there and just do the best as you can?
I just tell them to have fun. I just tell them to enjoy it. It's the best, you know, up until this point, it's probably their biggest moment of their career, and why worry? You know?
Yeah, right.
It's honestly, and it's easier said than done, obviously, but I think even to this day, it's there's so much thinking and there's so much going on in the game of hockey that you sometimes forget that it's supposed to be fun. And I just try to remind myself that every now and then, especially the young guys that, like you said, they deal with nerves, their excitement. There's a lot going on for their first game, and I think it's just, honestly, they're there for a reason. They're unbelievable players, and whatever they've done on their way to the NHL has clearly been working to get them to that point. So I honestly I just try to tell them there's no point of changing that today, you know.
Filip Forsberg is with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. They'll be back at it tomorrow night in Vancouver. Phil, I understand you may have some NFL opinions to share. You've been keeping up with everything going on. Obviously, your buddy George Kittle out there in San Francisco. It's been kind of a wild couple days with free agency. Yeah,
it's certainly took an even wilder turn last night with that trade falling through for Max Crosby as well. So I stay up to date. We got a big fantasy football season coming, so I got to be locked in, and it's certainly been an exciting free agency so far.
Do you claim a team? Obviously, you play in Nashville. The Titans are here. You know George, and he's with the 49ers, or do you just kind of enjoy it for fantasy football?
No, I mean, I'm obviously all George when it comes down to the team, but I do want the Titans to do well as well. It's obviously, like you said, the city pride. It was fun a few years ago when they were good and competitive, and obviously they feel the same way about us. But so I really am excited about some of the moves they made. You know, it'll be fun to see, especially on the coaching side, just getting two really experienced coaches in there and getting some really good players along with it, you know, to kind of support Cam Ward and the rest of the fellas over there. And then when it comes to the Niners, you know, Mike Evans is a huge signing to kind of fill that wide receiver void that they have. And, it'll be exciting. Obviously, you want best for George just on a friendship level, so hopefully they'll be able to put another competitive season together and go chase that trophy.
Well, we can't wait to see George smash some beers in Smashville here soon and support you guys. That's always fun to see. Phil, appreciate the time as always, and best of luck tomorrow night against Vancouver.
Of course. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. Filip Forsberg calling in as the Predators win last night 4-2 in Seattle. 1 point out of a playoff spot. We'll talk about that more as we go along today. The young kids getting it done. You heard me earlier in the week gushing about Ryan Ufko. I about fell out of my chair. I did fall out of my chair. I'll just say that watching last night and that move he made.
Oh, yeah.
To score his first NHL goal. I mean, it was absolutely spectacular. Not to mention what Fedor Svechkov, you know, the moves he's made, Kimmel being called up. I mean, there are others. So it's going to be fun to watch down the stretch as the Preds try and get into the dance, make a run. All you got to do is get into the dance. You never know what might happen.
I mean, they're going to do it, right? And this is going to be
Last night was huge because last night was essentially a 4-point game.
It was.
Because of where Seattle is and where you are. L.A. lost in overtime, which was big. San Jose lost in regulation, which was huge.
Right.
And so now you sit 1 point back with 66 points.
Well, I mean, they go down 2-0, and they're like, and I'm telling you, they look like a completely different hockey team down 2-0. And they came out and dominated and won 4-2, and then they roll. So they got Vancouver tomorrow night, win that game and keep going. Just, again, what's the most important game of the Nashville Predators schedule, Chase McCabe?
The next one.
The next one.
Yeah. So you know what I just thought, based on this text from Craig? There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and the Preds giving up a goal in the first 3 minutes. It kind of reminds me of, remember with Derrick Henry, they'd always hand off to him on the first play of the game, and like the surefire bet was less than 2 yards.
I thought it was no gain.
Or no gain.
Yeah, I mean,
like, but there was like when betting started, like with DraftKings and stuff, they always had a bet like over under 2, I think, or a yard and a half or something. Like every time, take the under.
That's exactly right. He couldn't get anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think like half of his carries were for negative or 0 yards.
And I'll never forget this because that concerned me early in his career. I'm like, man. And I will never forget Nick Saban sitting down with us at the table at SEC Media Days and saying, I'm telling you, he's like, and I hope the Titans coaches are listening, that with Derrick, I learned very quickly, you just got to keep feeding him the football because as he has to get warmed up, and it's just all about rhythm with him.
Okay.
And you saw that at Alabama, and then obviously the Titans figured that out too.
So who for the Preds, you got to keep feeding the puck? All of them?
All of them. I think one of them just hung up the phone with us. I mean, but if you look at what he's done lately, it's quietly been very good.
Yeah.
So, and Steven Stamkos, we were ready to write Steven Stamkos off. He had 2 goals like in November, and now he's at 31.
It's the alliteration line. Filip Forsberg, Steven Stamkos, Fedor Svechnikov. What's that guy's name?
Fedor Svechnikov.
Fedor Svechnikov.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, Ryan O'Reilly's been – actually, Matt Wood's been centering
That's
Forsberg.
fine. But I like the alliteration. I mean, get those guys in there and do it. So, anyway, they win against Vancouver tomorrow night and keep going.
Indeed. We are live today at Assembly Food Hall here on the second floor on the south stage. Be sure to come by, whether it's burgers, tacos, sushi, local craft beer. Your team is here. Make Assembly Food Hall your first stop during the SEC men's basketball tournament at Bridgestone Arena. Go to assemblyfoodhall.com for more info. Terry McCormick at the bottom of the hour. Free agency becomes official today. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 the game. We also call that, Max, a game winner. That was Max Hers on the call last night. Beautiful call on the first goal of his NHL career for Ryan Ufko. And it was a beauty, as they say, to use all the hockey terms. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin, live today at Assembly Food Hall in downtown Nashville. And excited to be here today for the SEC tournament, which is underway. It is halftime between LSU and Kentucky. And as soon as my computer loads, I can tell you what the score of that game is. Kentucky leads LSU 46-43 at the half.
It's a close one.
And the SEC tournament scoreboard updates are driven by Toyota. Be listening for updates throughout the day. Toyota, let's go places.
Let's go places. Did you see this Daniel Jones contract?
I saw that he signed a 2-year deal. I haven't looked at all the numbers yet.
$88 million. Parents, listen to me out there. Have your kids, if they're in sports, be a pitcher or an average quarterback.
That dude is
$44 million.
That dude needs to be investigated for theft,
right?
Because he has robbed the New York Giants, and now he's robbing the Indianapolis Colts.
He should. I bet he wears a ski mask into the facility because he's robbing these places.
$88 million,
but it could be up to $100 million, $60 million guaranteed, up to $100. Look, that's fine.
Good.
Look, Titans fans, celebrate that because he's going to melt down again. You know he does. He's always done that. He's had one good year since he got out from Duke, and they're paying him all this money. Let him. They're tied up $44 million to him, $30 million to Alec Pierce. And then they signed somebody else for a massive deal. Let them do that.
Yeah, but they've let some people go, so it all
let my people go.
It's all kind of worked out,
but that's a lot for a guy who hasn't done much.
No, look, he had a good start to the season last year.
because he had a hell of a running back behind
right,
him.
and then got hurt. I mean, it's all about the right situation, but, man,
It's a lot.
whatever.
That's a lot.
That ain't my money.
That's right. That's our theme all week. Ain't my money. But, man, $60 million guaranteed up to $100 million. I don't know if the why we get to maybe bonuses and everything else that goes with that, but that's good. Good for him.
Joe, we haven't gotten to this yet. What is our before we get to Terry McCormick, what is our question of the day?
Well, yesterday, our text line, one of the biggest, busiest days we've ever had about have you been in a driverless car? And it just took off. I mean, and Tim Hasselbeck weighed in on it. Dr. Crane, who else we had on that weighed in on it?
Jim Wyatt weighed in on it.
That's right. Jim Wyatt, we talked about it. But off of that, we talked about if you break down, who do you call, right? If the car breaks down. And the thing was, all right, did you call home and let your significant other, what's going on? And it diverted to, do you still have a landline at home? Do you still have a landline at home? If you do, why? If you don't, why?
No.
Why don't you have one?
Don't need it. I just use my cell phone.
All right, what if your cell phone goes down?
Then I don't have a phone.
Dr. Crane, do you have a landline?
Yes, at my house along with my grandmother's house, just in case if, all hell breaks loose,
I was about to say.
you're going to have one.
I was about to say, I bet you if Nick doesn't, Nani does.
Also have a rotary phone that a lot of people don't have.
Dude, that's awesome.
Green one.
At my grandmother's on my dad's side, she for a long time still had the rotary phone, and I actually learned how to use it. I was actually pretty good at it.
If you could pick one person in our friend group that you knew had a rotary phone, who would you have selected?
Nick
Frazier.
Yeah.
Nick Frazier having a rotary phone. So I'm just curious. I mean, I don't
We know
have
Ricky doesn't know.
but I know a lot of people who still have a rotary phone. I mean, have a landline for the simple fact, especially if you got kids. I get that. But I don't know how we diverted in from driverless car breaking down to being on the phone and calling your significant other. But do you have a landline? I'm curious if you still got it.
Question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. First-time shooters, shoot for free. Just tell them that I, Chase McCabe, sent you, and check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll get to the answers of that throughout the day. And a reminder that our SEC men's basketball coverage is all presented by Thompson Machinery, City Auto of Murfreesboro. Visit cityautomitsubishi.com. Maple Street Biscuit Company. Wake up to wow. Volunteer Hose and Gasket. Crown Royal. Live generously, and life will treat you royally. And the Metro Nashville Police Department. Learn more at joinmnpd.com. We're live at Assembly Food Hall. Terry McCormick will join us coming up next to talk Titans here on 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5 The Game. We are live today at Assembly Food Hall downtown for the SEC basketball tournament. The Blue Mist has invaded as Kentucky leads LSU 46-43 at the half over at Bridgestone Arena. But right now, we just ran into a Nashville SC fan. They're in action tonight against Inter Miami. Lionel Messi in town. CONCACAF over at Geodis Park. Kick time is at 6:30. And if you want to go, you got to be the first caller at 615-737-1025. First caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to see Nashville SC take on Inter Miami at Geodis Park tonight. Is that game, Dr. Crane, sold out?
I believe so. Not an empty seat in there.
Okay.
Our good guy down here says it's not sold out.
Okay. All right. So there's still some, but we got free tickets right here at 615-737-1025. Let's say hello to Terry McCormick from Titan Insider and Main Street Media, who joins us now. Terry, what is going on? The Titans have not been busy at all, right?
Not at all. Not at all. They've only assigned 11 guys over the last couple of added back a couple of their own free agents. And Mike Borgonzi's been agreeing to deals and writing a lot of checks.
I want to start just with a simple question before we get into the individual moves and what all they've done. Has this team gotten better over the course of the last 2 days?
I don't see how it could have gotten much worse, so I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've accomplished, adding help on the defensive line, adding to the secondary. I love the Alontae Taylor signing. They've obviously got their special teams battery good to go. and locked in. They got a backup quarterback that's going to know the offense. So, I know that some people might be not so sure. I think this team has certainly gotten better. What stands out to you more, what they've done offensively or defensively?
Well, I think two things stand out to me. I think they went out and they got some pieces on defense for Robert Saleh to work with. Obviously, going out and signing the guy from Denver, whose
Franklin
name
Myers?
Yes, John Franklin Myers. Sounds like an attorney, by the way. I think, adding that guy to Jeffrey Simmons certainly is a big upgrade for the interior of the defensive line. And I think, like you mentioned, Alontae Taylor and this guy Cordell Flott they got from the Giants certainly should help the cornerback room, which was devoid of almost anything that any talent last year. By the end of the year, they were just running whoever was a healthy body out there to try and get through. So they're giving Robert Saleh some pieces to work with. And then on offense, I know it's easy to point the finger and kind of smirk at the fact that they brought in so many former New York Giants and people who are familiar with Brian Daboll. But if you want to jumpstart this thing, you need a few guys who are familiar with what his system and what he does. So I don't really fault them for adding two or three guys that he's familiar with that can kind of be additional teachers of this system as they go through the install.
Comparisons are unavoidable because they're going to happen, especially when one of them involves your former head coach. But if you look at a couple of years ago, the Commanders had a lot of cap space. They did this. They got help for the young quarterback. Last year, the Patriots and Mike Vrabel, they spent a lot of money, got a lot of help for the young quarterback, and they ended up in the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not expecting that out of this team, but how much of that comparison are we going to hear about throughout the year of looking at how much money the Titans spent and what all they were trying to do for the second-year QB and Cam Ward?
Yeah, you'll hear that comparison a lot. I think, some of the thing is, though, what the Titans have to do now, the next step, whether it's in I guess it'll have to be in the draft because the free agent pickings are getting a little bit slim, is you got to find some difference makers. You got to find some people who can come in and make a difference on the offensive side of the ball or make a difference as a pass rusher. And those are the types of players that this team has lacked for the last several years. And when you don't have help for your quarterback and you don't have a guy who disrupts things on defense other than Jeffrey Simmons, that's why you get in the hole that you're in, and they're trying to dig their way out of it. It's the biggest task for Borgonzi and his team going forward in the front office is to find some difference makers out of this draft that they can put with what they've already got.
Terry McCormick from TitanInsider.com, Main Street Media, is with us today. Terry, I love the fact that they didn't – I'm sure they probably kicked the tires on Trey Hendrickson, but they did not give into that. Others screaming, got to bring him in here. I think it was fantastic that they said no to him and moved on elsewhere. That's just my feelings on that.
Well, Hendrickson had some interest in coming here if the price was right, but I think the Titans decided that the price was much too high, especially for where they are in their rebuild. So I think that, they decided, and Borgonzi decided that the money was going to be better spent spreading it out like they've done, bringing in 11 guys as opposed to one or two big-ticket items and then, spending money everywhere, sort of like they did a couple of years ago when they brought in Ridley and Snead and Cushenberry and all these guys that are either no longer on the team or got one foot out the door.
Terry, what does it say that Cordell Flott was going to re-sign with the Giants at the last second? He's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Nashville and hang out with Robert Saleh. Is he buying what Robert Saleh is selling to these guys?
Yeah, it sure sounds like it. Apparently Saleh was able to lay out exactly what kind of role he would have in this defense, and it was something that he wanted to hear. So this is a pretty good signing, I think, because this guy's only like 24, 25 years old. He's an ascending player. He, was a third-round pick out of LSU, and, over the last year or so, he's kind of come into his own, and the Giants wanted him back. But I think this is an interesting move because this is a guy that could end up being a bargain if things work out the way they hope.
Well, I agree. With Zeitler, you think he's coming back? Is he one that he's still out there? Look, he was solid last year. I mean, and I think that would plug a nice hole in that offensive line for the Titans.
It's possible. I wouldn't rule it out. I think they'll probably continue to look at other options that are out there, both at center and guard. The two guys that they signed, Schlotman and Olsen, are both going to compete to start along with Jackson Slater in one of those positions. But I think they still will continue to look for depth, and I would look for a veteran guy. And bringing back Zeitler wouldn't be the worst option in the world.
Well, going to be interesting to continue to watch over the course of the next days and weeks. Terry, appreciate it as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks.
Terry McCormick, Titan Insider, Main Street Media. Check out his work simply by going to TitanInsider.com.
Hey, who was the guy? I can't find. They signed for the Niners like at midnight last night. The Titans did. Defensive lineman. I thought I saw that. Was I?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Was I dreaming?
Yeah, it was Jordan. Jordan Elliott.
Jordan Elliott.
Yeah.
I need to look. I saw that.
And then Tommy I know how you feel about punters, but Tommy Townsend's a pretty good punter. So I like that they got him.
Cut his mic, please. Jordan. What's the guy's name? Jordan
Elliott.
Jordan Elliott. Elliott.
He was a third-round pick from Cleveland in 2020 and part of Salah's defense in San Francisco last year.
Right. There's a guy that Terry was just talking about to bring in and kind of plug and play in different places there. And, look, Saleh knows him. And it says, headline, Robert Saleh steals 49ers defensive free agent on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, evidently, this is a big deal, signing this guy. It's
well,
all over.
and I think he's at big depth piece because, remember, I mean, they had, Simmons and Sweat and then who was the guy that almost got us kicked off from the FCC that we had
Sebastian
Joseph Day.
Whatever.
Yeah, Sebastian Joseph Day. And then now you got Franklin Myers and now you got Elliott. So I think they've upgraded the interior defensive line.
Well, he's 6'4", 305, and just a plug in right there on the interior of the defensive line. I like this, right?
Yeah.
So, look, these big guys up front, if you can get a rotation of guys coming in and out and keeping them fresh throughout the game, that's a recipe for success. And I think that is a great, great signing for this football team. And the question you asked Terry was the one that everybody wants to know. It's a great question. Did this team get better? I think this team got massively better. Now, you still got to win games, but I think this football team got so much better because they got guys who could come in and make a difference immediately.
Anyone saying that they didn't get better is just wanting you to look at them and give them attention.
Yeah.
Is basically because, I don't know how you can say they didn't get better. That's just my thing. 615-737-1025. Our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We're live today at Assembly Food Hall here on at 5th and Broadway, right across from Bridgestone Arena. Also, thank you to Pharmacy Burger. They're raw-edged and flat, made for piling on a variety of things in house-made sauces, and appreciate them for feeding us. It's fantastic. We love being here live on 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Was not expecting this. Dr. Crane feeling the
Village people
today?
action. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You guys are down at Assembly.
All right.
Go dance a little bit.
Okay. All right.
When I think of a dance song, that really doesn't come to mind, but I like the effort, though. I'll take that.
Oh, trust me. Your people over there at Assembly is going to start dancing here in a little bit.
I bet if we
What do you mean by your people?
if we did a Village People Halloween, Dr. Crane would be the construction guy.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you would.
You build things. I mean, you fix things.
That's right.
I don't dress like that construction
What
worker.
are there? The construction guy. There's the leather guy. That's Chase.
There's a cop.
There's a cop.
An Indian, I think.
Indian, right? And then the lead singer is the Indian, correct?
Yeah, something like that.
And then there's a cop, construction worker, leather guy, the motorcycle guy. That's
Yeah.
Chase. And there's one more.
Who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Let me figure this out. Dr. Crane is the leather guy.
No.
No, wait.
Isn't there a
Construction
cowboy?
guy.
I'm about to say, isn't there a cowboy with a mustache, right?
Eric Anzalone is one of them.
No, just write him out there. You got the page bookmarked.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
All right, but I got a.
The lead singer was the Indian. Then there was a construction guy. Then there was a leather guy. Then there was a cop. And we're leaving one out.
There's a cowboy.
Cowboy, okay,
Yeah.
I'll be the cowboy and the chaps.
I'll be the Indian.
That's me, right? No, we already got you.
I'm not the
You're
construction,
construction
worker.
guy. Yes. I think if Harold Henry's wife is listening, I think there's a guy from McGavick High School. Laura, if you're listening, please let us know who was for 20 years was a construction worker for Village People.
Really?
He wasn't the original,
But he was.
he replaced the original. Laura, Henry, if you're listening, please let us know this on our text line.
Okay.
So now we got to fill in 2 spots.
Soldier, cowboy. There's a soldier. That's right. Soldier, cowboy, biker, Indian, cop.
So read that again.
Soldier, cowboy, biker, Indian, cop, and then there's There is a construction.
There's a
worker.
construction worker.
Yeah.
There's not 6 of them, right?
Well, maybe it's like Kiss, and they've changed out like personas.
They've added a few to those.
Because remember, like Peter Criss was the Cat Man, and Ace was Space Ace, and they left, and they changed him out with the makeup.
Yeah, I guess. There have been so many iterations of all that. So now we got to figure out what Dr. Crane is. So is there a construction guy? So Dr. Crane, you were the construction guy now. I thought you were the – yeah.
Yeah, there's a construction guy.
All right.
Because he's got a lightning bolt on his helmet.
Dr. Crane, like Bob the Builder, getting things done.
Can we fix it?
Knock, knock, knock. Hello, lady. I heard you got a problem here in the house. Oh, he's gone silent on our line.
One
here.
day,
I'm laughing
Dr.
too
Crane.
hard. That's why I'm silent.
It'll be like that screen grab from Key West where he's like he's in the captain's hat, just shirtless, like, "Hello, ladies, how you doing?"
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
Oh God.
See,
Something
Dr. Crane,
else.
what you do when we get so we got to fill 2 spots with our guys. We'll figure it out during the show today what we got. By the way, our question today is: do you still have a landline? And if you do, I'm curious why. My boy Charles weighed in and said, I have the Xfinity triple play package, cable, internet, phone. I tried to drop the landline, but then our bill would go way up if we did.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because it's to get all 3 services, it's cheaper. They give you that incentive.
Then my friend Dell says, I've had a landline for my entire life. I don't know if I would ever get rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of it. There's that. Okay.
1833 says, I do. I don't like to use the cell phone when I'm at home.
Ooh, because they're listening.
Yeah. So, there you go.
We had this question that day. You still remember your phone number in high school?
Mm-hmm.
615. What's the first 3?
646. Yep.
2365.
No.
Your
I'll tell you off the air. And
does your mom still have it?
No.
She has nothing?
No.
Okay.
I think it's still available, though. I thought about because you can add like a second number to your phone now, where you can have basically two phones in one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I've looked, and it's like I could add it. Like it's not. I don't think it's in use.
Oh, Dr. Crane, you just graduated high school. You still got your high school phone number, right?
That's correct.
What are you Googling? Village People costumes now?
No, what?
God,
I'm
if we went out,
confused.
Chris, on New Year's Eve or Halloween for that, it'd be great. Mine was at 615-883-6143. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Never forget it. And somebody sent me a team baseball picture from the early 80s at Rotary Park, and it was
What
my
is
name, 615-883-6143. I'm sorry, if you got that number now and it's now out there, I apologize. That was my number growing up.
People are going to, hey, look what pops up.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't see that far. It does.
Your name pops
What are those other numbers?
I don't know.
What's that 874 number? I don't remember that number. Oh, great. Well, good luck.
Do you
All my
ever,
credit cards are locked.
So I don't delete numbers out of my phone. So I got people that have passed on.
Yeah.
And And Dane Cook did a bit one time of like he was finally going to play the delete game, and both his parents had passed, and he was going to delete their game, but he wanted to call or delete their number, but he wanted to call it one more time. And he's standing there, and he's about to hit send. And he's like, "What if they answer?" and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we just moved to the islands." Or something.
Right? I don't know.
Like you call your house, and your mom answers, like, "What are you doing?"
So, do you still have your dad's number?
Yep.
Yeah, I got my mom's number. I'm like, I would never delete that.
He's still in my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not deleting those
I don't
things.
change that.
Oh, great. I can't believe my name popped up on that. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, I think I got rid of that landline, I mean, probably when you late 90s maybe. I mean, that was one of those things where, what do you need it? But I know plenty of parents who've got that there's an emergency at the house. They can pick up the phone and call immediately. And
Kids today, they don't know.
what's the number? If I wanted to call you and prank call you, is it star 70 on a cell phone?
I think it's star 67.
Yeah, star
I need to
67.
get back to doing that more in my life. Star 67. So that works. Does it still work?
Star 69, nice, is the one that will tell you who called you. Like before caller ID,
Right.
you could do that, and it would tell you who just tried to call you.
There's a great meme that somebody said, "Hey, I'm calling to see if you're home," and somebody answers and says, "That depends on what you want." I was like, "Yeah, right. Not going to do that."
My dad on his answering machine used to say, like, "Hey, it's Charlie. Can't get to the phone right now. If you're a telemarketer and want to leave your home phone number, I'll give you a call around supper time."
That's perfect for that. By the way, LSU's up on Kentucky, 54-53 here in the second half. I guess there's 12 minutes. I can't see that far.
It is 15 minutes left in that. Our SEC men's basketball tournament update is presented by Thompson Machinery, City Auto of Murfreesboro. Visit cityautomitsubishi.com. Maple Street Biscuit Company, wake up to wow! Volunteer Hose and Gasket. Crown Royal, live generously, and life will treat you royally. And Metro Nashville Police Department, learn more at joinmnpd.com. We'll have more in hour number 2 from Assembly Food Hall downtown. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.